Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing fine. I am Mr. Prithviraj. As you all know, I am an 8th class physics teacher. In our previous classes, we have learned so many topics. We have got an idea about acids and bases. We got an idea about several reactions. Okay, soil kind of products. In your childhood classes also, you might have read about soil and their properties, right? You might have heard about rusting. So a lot of topics we have discussed in our childhood classes. Now in this particular class, you people will be learning something different, something somewhat different. That is to deal with metals and non-metals. Have you ever heard gold, silver, copper, iron? Yes, I am sure you all have heard this all stuff. Because in our everyday life, whatever you see, whatever you use, everything is made up of these all stuffs only. So today we will discuss about those chapters specifically. So your chapter 4th is totally everything about metals and non-metals. How metals will react, what are their physical properties, what are their chemical properties, everything we will be discussing. And we will get to know about some exceptions as well. Right? So, as you all know, Corona is going on, second wave of pandemic has been started. So please take care of yourself. Okay? Let's start. Chapter name is metals and non-metals. Metals. Chapter name is metal and non-metal. In this world, we have 118 elements. Okay, how many elements? 118 elements. Now, why I am telling this? These all 100 elements, according to their properties, they have divided broadly into two types: metals, non-metals. On the basis of states of matter, they have divided into three types: solids, liquid and gases. But on the basis of their reactability, on the reaction, on the availability of their physical appearance and their nature, they have broadly divided into two forms. Those two forms are metal and non-metal. Now question is, how many are metals, how many are non-metals? See, you will be learning this thing in higher classes, but I can tell you that very few are non-metals and lot of them are metals, right? Very few are non-metals and lot of them are metals. This much I can tell you. Now, how can you find out which one is metal, which one is non-metal? What are the traits, what are the parameters by which you can decide either this thing is metal or not? How? Let us perform some activities. This will be coming under physical properties, okay? By comparing these physical properties, we can tell this particular things are metals and these particular things are non-metals. Is it clear? Okay, let's start. First is appearance. First physical property is your appearance. So why appearance would come? Yes, no, it's not about color, it's not about beauty, it's all about appearance in the manner of lustrous nature. What is lustrous? Shiny appearance. Have you ever seen a spoon? Yes. Okay, have you ever seen a spoon made up of silver? You might be. If you will see, those are very shiny. You have seen gold ornaments also, they are shiny. If you will go for some, what you call, any kind of metal, if little bit light is also falling upon it, it will reflect. It will be like what? It is quite lustrous. It is quite shiny. It is bright, right? Let us take a piece of wood. Let me take example of this. Is it shiny? No, it is not shiny. Wood, is it shiny? No, in no way it is sine, right? I don't have any example of metal over here. Okay, but you can see this. It's a bit shiny, the top form. Okay, it is shiny. Some of the objects are there, those who are made up of metals, they are shiny, whereas these are dull. Okay, so this thing is very clear that appearance, those who give us shiny appearance, those who gives us a little bit of what you call brightness, lustrous appearance, they will be called as metals. And those are dull, they are dim, they usually are non-metals. No, it is not the definition, but simply you can get that usually non-metals do not give any shiny property called lustrousness. So the objects, those who reflect in the presence of light, are called luster. Okay, they are known as lustrous. What do you mean by lustrous? Lustrous nature is a nature who reflects light. Those who cannot reflect light, they will be known as non-lustrous. Okay, non-lustrous cannot reflect light, they will be absorbing light rays. Okay, fine. These two things you have clear. Now, sonoricity. What sonority you can tell? This first thing is what? Appearance. What you will write? First difference. Non-metals are usually non-lustrous, metals are usually lustrous. They are bright, they are shiny. But there is a bit what you call exception over there. What exception, sir? Here, some metals are there, some metals are there, they are not lustrous. No, it is not like that. Each and every metals are lustrous. There are some non-metals, those are lustrous. What I told? Non-metals comes under non-lustrous nature. Metals come under lustrous nature. But there is a small exception over here. What is that small exception? Exception is that some non-metals like iodine, graphite, and diamond. These three are non-metals, but they are lustrous. They are shiny. Okay, they have shiny appearance. That is the thing you wanted to, or I wanted to tell you. Now, sonority. Next property is let me give an example of sound. Okay, I tell one of our teacher to beat something. समझे? थोड़ा वो iron rod मारो. I hope you can hear sound, right? Yes. Now let me beat this one. What is the difference in the sound? While beating an iron object, you can hear a clingy sound, like a kind of what you call bell type of sound, right? Yes. Each and every metal, those who are there, when they will fall or they are hit by some object, they will be forming a sound which is what you call clingy sound, right? That sound is called as sonority. Non-metals do not give sonority. Non-metals, their sound is like that. It's quite damp sound. Okay, it is not that clingy. You might have heard our school bell. When we do beat school bell, you can see there is a gong type of sound, right? Yes, it hurts our ears. So that kind of sound non-metals will not produce. You can see example of wall. No, wall not gonna give. Wood, little bit hard it is giving. Table, like that only. But when you start to beat metal, it is just not. If we were to beat metals, then they will be giving nice sounds. Like we can take example here. This kind of clingy sound metal do give. Is that clear? Fine. Here one of the experiment is given that one of boy, he is carrying a compass box. When that compass box fall upon the hard floor, it gave little bit of sound, like clingy sound, like the sound matches with ring school bell. So here what we can conclude? The thing we can conclude that all metals give a clingy sound which is called as sonority of metal. Non-metals do not give clingy sound. No non-metal in this world will give you clingy sound. Is that clear? Yes. But there is a metal which doesn't give sonority. What is that? Mercury. Okay. Now let me write sonority. Sonority is given by what? Given by whom? Metals. Metals are sonorous. Non-metals are do not. Non-metals are not sonorous. Okay, is that clear? I hope it is clear. But there is one metal, it is not sonorous, that is your mercury. Mercury is a metal. It is a metal which is in liquid form, but it is never gonna give you sonority or sonorous nature. It never gonna show you. Fine. Next. Story of early tools. Story of early tools. Let me ask a question, my dear. Do you think always the tools are made up of metals only? No. In our prehistoric era, these metals are not made up of tools like metal or metals. They were made up of rocks. They were made up of wood. But nowadays we are using what? Metals all over the places. So what happened? Exactly what was there? Previously, the materials were made up of bones, rocks, leathers, like that. They discovered metals like copper and iron. Later they discovered metals like copper and iron. And the tools made up of copper and iron are much stronger than that of bone, leather and other rock materials. Then they took advantage of this. They made sharp, shiny objects with this. They tried to attack a lot of animals, and they have seen enormous opportunities by taking those things into their own, like they benefit. They have taken all these things for their benefit, and they started using these things called metals by replacing wood, bone, and leather. Is that clear? Now, metals has another nature that is known as malleability. Metals have another nature that is known as when I say malleability, okay, what you need to understand is that we can convert an object into plain sheet. Now what is that? What does that exactly suggests? See, you have lot of kind of things in your pocket or in your house. The compass box which is made up of, either it is plastic or it is made up of metal. Am I clear? Yes. Can you ever beat a piece of wood and make it flat? No. The wood will break. Can we beat this chalk and can we make it flat? No. It will be powdered. But if you are beating iron or iron nail continuously, you will see that becomes flat. Malleability means you can turn them into sheets. You can beat them and convert them into sheets. That's what malleability stands for. Okay. Have you ever observed a blacksmith who makes iron objects, or goldsmiths who make golden ornaments and all? They beat iron. They made it into plain sheets. They convert it into different various shapes, and they do provide us. So malleability is a nature which is only and only restricted up to metals. So malleability will be shown by metals, whereas malleability cannot be shown by non-metals. Whatever may be the metal, if you beat them, they will be turning into seeds. Slowly they will be turning into seeds. Whatever may be the non-metal, if you beat them, they will be slowly turning into powder form. They will be powdered. You cannot get malleable nature, or you cannot expect malleable nature from your what? Non-metals. Is that clear? So this is it. Tomorrow we will be learning. In our next class we will be learning other physical properties. Until then, bye.